Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Parrot English Podcast, helping you speak like a native. I'm Leo, and as always, I'm here with my amazing co-host, Isa. How are you today?
Hey, Leo. I'm doing great, and I'm really excited about today's episode because we're talking about something that a lot of English learners struggle with. They listen too much and speak too little.
Exactly. Many people spend hours listening to English podcasts, watching videos, or studying grammar, but when it's time to speak, they freeze. They think, I'm not ready yet, or what if I make mistakes?
And that's a big problem because fluency doesn't come just from listening. Fluency comes from speaking.
Yes, that's why today's episode is called Stop Listening, Start Talking. Because if you want to speak English confidently, you need to open your mouth and start talking now.
And here's something really interesting. Even parrots can learn to speak by listening and repeating sounds. If a parrot can do it, why can't we, as humans, do the same?
That's exactly the idea behind Parrot English Podcast. We humans have an incredible ability to learn languages just by listening and imitating. But the secret is not just to listen. You have to repeat, practice, and speak.
So, if you've been waiting for the perfect moment to start speaking English, this is your sign. Stop waiting, stop overthinking, and just start talking.
Yes, and in today's episode, we'll give you practical tips to help you stop hesitating and start speaking English with confidence.
We'll show you how to record yourself, use apps that make you speak, practice with people, talk to yourself in the mirror, and much more.
So, if you want to finally unlock your speaking skills, stay with us until the end because we have some powerful exercises and a special challenge for you today.
All right, let's dive in.
All right, so before we talk about the solutions, let's first understand the problem. Why do so many English learners listen a lot but hardly ever speak? What's stopping them from just opening their mouth and talking?
That's a great question, Leo. And honestly, I think the biggest reason is fear. Fear of making mistakes, fear of sounding silly, fear of people not understanding them.
Yes, I hear this all the time. What if I say something wrong? What if people laugh at me? What if I sound stupid? And because of this fear, many learners stay silent instead of trying to speak.
But here's the funny thing. Native speakers make mistakes all the time. They mispronounce words, they forget grammar rules, and sometimes their sentences don't even make perfect sense. But do they stop talking? No.
Exactly. The difference is that native speakers don't overthink it. They just keep talking because they know that communication is more important than perfection.
But English learners feel this pressure to be perfect. They pause too much, they correct themselves too much, and in the end, they don't say anything at all.
And that's a huge problem because the only way to improve your speaking is by speaking.
Another reason people struggle is that they try to translate everything from their native language. Instead of forming sentences naturally in English, they think in their own language first and then try to translate word by word.
Oh, that's a big one. And of course, that takes time. By the time they're ready to speak, the conversation has already moved on.
Yes, and this makes them feel frustrated, so they stop trying. It's like a cycle. They don't practice speaking. They lose confidence. They avoid speaking even more.
Exactly. And another big reason why people don't speak is lack of confidence. They think, my accent isn't good enough. I don't have a big vocabulary. I don't sound like a native speaker. And so they stay quiet.
But here's the thing. That silence actually makes the problem worse. The less you speak, the more nervous you feel about speaking. It becomes a habit.
And that's why so many people understand English but can't speak it. They've trained their brain to listen, but they haven't trained their brain to talk.
But the good news is you don't need to be perfect to speak English fluently. You just need to be confident and keep talking.
Yes. And in the next part, we'll show you exactly how to stop overthinking and start speaking with confidence.
So don't go anywhere. We have some powerful strategies coming up.
All right, now that we understand the problem, let's talk about the solution. How can you stop overthinking and start speaking English with confidence?
Great question. And the answer is actually very simple. You need to talk every single day.
Yes, fluency comes from speaking, not from thinking. You don't get better by just listening. You improve by practicing, repeating, and using the language.
And here's something interesting. Even parrots can learn to talk by listening and repeating. They don't understand grammar, they don't study vocabulary, but they imitate what they hear.
That's right. So if a parrot can do it, why can't we? The truth is, we humans have an incredible ability to learn languages, but most people don't use this ability because they're too afraid to speak.
And that's why we're here today, to help you break this fear and start talking. So let's make one thing clear. You don't need to be perfect to speak English. You just need to be confident and keep talking.
Exactly, and don't wait for the perfect moment. If you keep thinking, I'll speak when I'm ready, you'll never be ready. You have to start right now. And guess what? The more you speak, the better you get. That's how fluency works.
So, are you ready to stop listening and start talking? Because next, we're going to give you practical, easy-to-use strategies that will help you speak English every day.
Yes, these are real techniques that you can apply today, so stay with us. We're just getting started. All right, now it's time for the most important part. Real, practical strategies that will help you start talking in English every day.
Yes, if you've been waiting for the perfect method to improve your speaking skills, this is it. We're going to share some powerful techniques that you can use right now.
Our first tip is to record yourself speaking in English.
That's right. Pick a topic and talk for 1 or 2 minutes. Then listen to your recording and ask yourself, am I speaking too slowly? Am I pausing too much? Do I sound confident?
And don't worry about mistakes. The goal is not to be perfect, it's to get comfortable speaking.
And you know what? After a few weeks, go back and listen to your old recordings. You'll be amazed at how much you've improved.
Next, let's talk about speaking apps. If you don't have someone to practice with, there are apps that can help.
Yes, apps like Elsa Speak, italki, Speaky, and HelloTalk allow you to practice speaking with native speakers or even AI-powered tutors.
The best part? You can get instant feedback. Some apps correct your pronunciation in real time so you know exactly what to improve.
So if you don't have a speaking partner, use technology to your advantage. No more excuses.
All right, this one is obvious, but it's so important. Find real people to talk to.
Yes. Join online language exchange groups, talk to international friends, or even start conversations with tourists in your city.
And if you're afraid to talk to strangers, start small. Just say, "Hi, how's your day? Nice to meet you. What do you think about this?"
The key is to get used to hearing your own voice in English. The more you do it, the easier it gets.
Okay, this might sound a little crazy, but it really works. Talk to yourself in the mirror.
Yes. Look at yourself and pretend you're having a conversation. For example, you can say, "Good morning. Today, I have a busy day. First, I'm going to work, then I'll go to the gym."
Why does this work? Because it builds confidence. You get comfortable speaking out loud and seeing your own expressions.
And the best part? You can do this anytime, anywhere. No internet required.
All right, here's a fun one. Set a timer for 2 minutes and talk about any topic without stopping.
Even if you don't know the words, find a way to explain your idea. The goal is to keep talking, no matter what.
For example, you can talk about your morning routine, your favorite food, a place you want to visit.
And don't worry about mistakes. The important thing is to train your brain to think in English.
Another great strategy is to immerse yourself in English.
Yes, the more you listen to English, the easier it will be to speak naturally.
So change your phone settings to English, watch movies in English, listen to English podcasts, surround yourself with the language.
And here's a simple challenge. Try to spend at least 30 minutes a day doing something in English.
Finally, don't try to be perfect.
Yes, native speakers don't speak perfectly all the time. They make mistakes, they forget words, but they keep going.
So instead of thinking, I must say this perfectly, think, I just need to communicate.
That's the mindset that will help you become fluent so much faster.
All right, let's quickly summarize these tips. Record yourself speaking so you can track your progress. Use speaking apps to get real-time feedback. Talk to people in English. Even simple conversations help. Talk to yourself in the mirror to build confidence. Do a 2-minute speaking challenge to train your fluency. Immerse yourself in English so it feels natural. Forget about perfection. Focus on communication.
If you follow these strategies, you will start speaking English naturally, without overthinking.
And remember, fluency doesn't come from just listening, it comes from speaking.
So, are you ready to take action? Because in the next part, we have a special challenge for you.
All right, we've talked about why people don't speak, and we've given you powerful strategies to start talking every day. But now let's talk about something even more important, your mindset.
Yes, because here's the truth. No one becomes fluent by waiting. If you want to speak English, you have to take action.
A lot of learners say, I'll start speaking when I feel ready, but guess what? That moment never comes.
Yes, you don't feel confident first and then start speaking. It's the opposite. You start speaking first and then confidence comes.
That's right. Think about it. A baby doesn't wait until they know 1,000 words before speaking their first sentence. They just try, they make mistakes, and they keep going.
Exactly. And mistakes are not something to be afraid of. Mistakes are proof that you are learning.
Let me say that again. Mistakes don't mean failure, they mean progress. If you're not making mistakes, you're not learning.
And here's another mindset shift. Stop aiming for perfection. Many learners hesitate because they think they need to speak like a native. But the goal is communication, not perfection.
Yes, if people understand you, you're already winning. No one is judging you as much as you think.
And here's something very important. Fluency is a habit.
Yes, you don't wake up one day and suddenly become fluent. It happens little by little with daily practice.
And that's why consistency is the key. Even if you only practice speaking for 5 minutes a day, you will see progress in just a few weeks.
Exactly. It's not about being perfect today. It's about being better than yesterday.
So here's our final message for you. Stop waiting, start speaking.
Yes, if you've been afraid to talk, this is your sign to start today.
And remember, it doesn't matter if you make mistakes. Every mistake is a step closer to fluency.
So let's make a deal. Starting today, you will speak English every day, even if it's just for a few minutes.
Yes, set a challenge for yourself. Talk to yourself in the mirror. Use an app to practice. Record yourself speaking.
But whatever you do, just start speaking.
Because fluency is waiting for you. Go get it.
All right, that's it for today's episode. We hope you feel inspired to stop listening and start talking.
Yes. Remember, fluency comes from action. The more you speak, the more confident you become.
And now we have a challenge for you. Starting today, practice speaking every single day, even if it's just for a few minutes.
And we want to hear about it. Share your progress with us in the comments or on our social media.
Yes, tag us in your posts, send us a message, or even record a short video of yourself speaking in English. We'd love to see how you're improving.
And don't forget to subscribe to the Parrot English Podcast so you never miss an episode. We have more exciting topics coming soon to help you speak English like a native.
All right, keep practicing, keep speaking, and we'll see you in the next episode.
Bye, everyone. And remember, you don't need to be perfect. You just need to talk.